like anime. I'll tell you what to do. Go and see my boy, a friendly local otaku.
Uh, all right. Hey guys, it's your friendly local otaku coming back at you with the truth, and this time we're hitting you guys up with a tier list. You know, something good, something easy, and I came at you guys with a video today, and I got one of my good buddies. Want to introduce yourself today?
Yeah, my name is good old me, Nathaniel. I'm glad to be here. Good to talk about some badass anime. This genre in particular is one of my favorites to enjoy and kind of watch, and I love to see how it evolves in each time. So can't wait to get started. Let's do it, man.
Oh hell yeah! Yeah, that's why I think you were like actually one of the one of my friends that I thought would be best to actually talk about this. That's why I actually particularly brought you along onto this
Thank you.
video. So let's just get right into it. And the first one I thought we should talk about is the original Dragon Ball. So the one that started it all.
Going way back. Okay. Well,
Did
at
you ever
least
watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. I didn't get too much into it. I didn't get too invested into it. I still have a lot unleft. Unfinished business with it, but it's definitely a cool one. I can see the influence that it's definitely given off into how this genre progresses. It's pretty cool. I like it. My personal opinion, given that background, it definitely has problems um, with the generic aspect for me and how they kind of portray it. But the story is awesome. I love the fighting, martial art, magic kind of system they got going on in it. Um, the I love the character designs and the world that they shape within it. I mean, just even the races and species that they create within that world are some of the best. Like Saiyans, they're a legendary, immortalized alien species now because of this anime. And just, I'm gonna go. So, given that's my opinion, I
Wait, before you give
say,
your tier list, let me give my thoughts on Dragon Ball. So,
okay,
what I thought was
yeah,
good about Dragon Ball was it was before Dragon Ball Z came around. This one really focused on like the adventure aspect before it got all crazy with the power levels and everything. And I thought that was pretty good, and just the whole aspect about Dragon Ball, and just collecting all the Dragon Balls before, and it really focused on the tournament aspect, the whole martial arts tournament. And I thought that's what Dragon Ball was like, the essence of what Dragon Ball was before it became all crazy about Super Saiyans and all that like
yeah,
crazy before it became about all that like crazy like the next crazy ass villain. And I think that's what made this Dragon Ball pretty good.
yeah,
So I don't
I
def-
could definitely agree with that.
so I think it's definitely before. So I definitely think it's, even though it was one of the OGs, I think it definitely.
Hold on. Before you rate it, I want to know, what's your personal take on it? Do you enjoy it? Do you love it? Is there a special place in your heart for it? Because I know you grew up with this shit, right? Like Dragon
Yeah,
Ball
I
Z.
definitely have a bias towards it. I have nostalgia for it. So yeah, I definitely grew up with it. So yeah.
So that's nice. So given that, where do you think it belongs?
Uh I definitely don't think it's generic. Uh
Yeah, no, no.
I think it should at least, I don't think it's god tier. So I think it should stand in pretty good. I think it's still pretty
I
good. What do you think?
100% agree.
Oh, so we
Hundred
agree
percent
with that one?
agree.
It should
Yeah,
be in
yeah, it plays around with the generic area, but it's not generic in any form just because it's the kind of this it adds its own unique originality within its world and its lore, and it's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Definitely, people should check it out and give it an experience.
Moving on to the next one. I know you haven't watched too much of this next one. Sogogeki no Soma, also known as Food Wars. You've seen
Ooh.
I know you've watched a few episodes of this one, so you have a
Yeah.
little bit of knowledge on this one. And it is considered a shonen.
Yeah, that's pretty wild to think about.
So, what are your thoughts on it?
Fucking definitely. Excuse my language, but
That's fine. You can cuss on this channel.
Yeah, you know, I haven't finished all of it. I've definitely messed around with it and enjoyed the ride, because that show is definitely one hell of a ride, man. And
it
just
has a lot of fan service.
Yeah, but just the concept behind it, and that, you know, just like how I said in the beginning, it's pretty wild to think that Food Wars is, you know, a traditional shonen, but done in a completely different fashion with the whole food and that community that resides in, you know, creating food.
So Geki no Soma is actually pretty dear to my heart, but there's also a lot of negatives I want to clear up with this show. This show just feels like the first season was probably the best season out of all of them, and the other seasons were pretty good, but I just feel like it lost its charm after each and every season. And specifically, like the fourth season was, I felt like it should have been there. And I know the manga keeps going after that, but it felt like it was a conclusion to that. And I know there's still an ongoing final season, but the quality that it dipped was just so significant that it turned me off, and I literally dropped the show after that.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's one of these shonens that I really loved. Like I really loved at first. But I dropped it. It's like this. Technically, this is, I think, the last season that they're having, but I honestly couldn't watch it anymore. Like after episode 2 of the final season.
Yeah.
I thought that like the season before that was the final season, just how they were concluding. I thought it was an okay final season, but I was just kind of happy that it was over and, you know, that I made it to the end. But it was, because it had all the elements of it being done, but, you know, it wasn't. And, you know, they just kind of kept it going, and I don't know, it didn't seem right. And for that, I feel like just because of, you know, I know it's the journey, not the destination, but just because of how the quality just continuously dipping down, it's still a quality watch. It's still a high. I would put it at a generic, but it's still a high generic in my eyes.
I can see where.
Because I know you've only seen the first like season of it.
Uh-huh. Gotcha. Yeah, I would go.
I mean, I could still change this. I'm just leaving it right here, right now.
No, yeah, I personally would lean more towards pretty good, but I feel like the realistic vote would be generic, just off of, you know, the bigger picture and the information you know, because I know you were really into it, and so for it to, you know, change your mind, I could definitely see it going generic.
Yeah, but let's move on from that one to Akame ga Kill. This one's gonna be, I feel like, a tough one to decide.
Oh, Akame ga Kill. That's the one I've actually seen all the way through.
Yeah. So we could actually both like be like, all right, we both have like, experience on this one, so this is gonna be. So I feel
what do you think?
Yeah, I look. So when I watched it, I liked it, and I know this one really moves away from the manga, like, but we're not judging this based on the manga, so I don't know. I like the fact that like no character is safe, and like, you know, a lot of characters were just dying off. So none of them were being reborn. So I like that. You know, I like that aspect. but it definitely had a lot of the same tropes. Which tropes aren't bad if they're used correctly. I don't know. The thing is, did it age well?
Yeah, that's true. Because once I was done with it, I was done with it.
So where would you put it, Nathaniel?
Well, I mean, yeah, I've seen it all the way through. I thought it was pretty good, just on the level of it being this outlandish, kind of very expressive, colorful, vibrant, fucking over the top anime piece. Yeah, I feel like it didn't age well, but again,
I mean, they killed
man.
off the main character. Well, technically, the main
Yeah.
character is a kame. I mean, it says it in the title, a kame.
Yeah.
But I mean, it felt like they were always leaning towards him being the main character.
Yeah. In terms of presence, presence would be. Yeah, I don't really see too much
In terms of
people loving on it.
yeah.
So
I never
in
hear no
terms
one
of
talking about
presence,
Kame Kill. Like no one ever says
yeah,
anything great in terms of like
I
a
would
shonen.
say, yeah, I would say generic.
Yeah, I tend to lean on that one. It's not like when you talk about like the best of shonens, you don't hear a Kame ga Kill in the topic. It's not like I don't hear it being like this is like bad. I just don't hear it being like in terms of like this is like, being always recommended.
Yeah.
So I feel like generic is it's a fine place to be for it.
Yeah.
Now here comes one that I put in here specifically for you. One Piece.
Ooh, let's go.
I've been reading One Piece. I haven't watched two. I mean, I watched the fights on YouTube and stuff like that, and I've read One Piece up to like chapter 100. So that's my experience with One Piece. Not really the anime, but yeah, I want you to talk about One Piece right now since you're the One Piece guy.
Gotcha. Yeah. I definitely have a huge bias with it because I mean, again, it's one of the OG shonen that I grew up with, and it has a special place in my heart. And I just really what I fell in love with was the character development and just the characters in general are done really well in terms of writing and story. And just just the unique funky style of the art adds to this bizarre world and universe that you get to see and experience through the universe of One Piece. It's fucking god tier for me. You already know.
You know what? I'm not gonna really argue with that one because I mean I'm just gonna go.
Shit.
Like I said, I don't have much experience. I've been having a good time with the manga, and just considering that it held the title of like Shonen Jump's #1 selling manga for like 15 years in a row.
Holy shit! I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I mean, it must be pretty good holding that title. So I'm willing to
Whoa.
just put it at God tier right here. I mean,
Let's go! Ding 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 ding! First one up.
but moving on, I split up Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z because I thought they were two different things. So we're moving on to Dragon Ball Z now.
Okay.
So yeah, Dragon Ball Z now, because I know two people consider them two basically different kind of mediums. Because I know people like always talk about Dragon Ball Z, but never really talk about Dragon Ball. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's why I kind of split them up, even though they're basically part of the like two same stories. So Dragon Ball Z, because I mean there basically are two different stories. Dragon Ball, there's more of an adventure story where they're hunting down Dragon Balls. By the time you're in Dragon Ball Z, they could just they could just kind of teleport to the Dragon Balls and just kind of get them all and gather them like instantly. Because Goku's instant transmission ability. People are just dying left and right. He can just grab the Dragon Balls, but Dragon Ball. It's just kind of a different story, and I still love Dragon Ball. and it's still a really good story. I grew up with it too. Uh, I still love it for a lot of different reasons. Because of the villains got a lot bigger. Obviously, because of the Super Saiyan was badass when it first was introduced. The fights got a lot bigger. Uh, Goku was awesome. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Dragon Ball? Did you ever watch Dragon Ball Z? I mean, I think you watched
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Kai.
yeah, that's the one I was exposed to. Dragon Ball Kai was the majority of it, with a little bit of Dragon Ball. So I could definitely see how you can split those up into two different shows, because it really is two different journeys of the franchise, that have impacted generations for a long time. So, um, just yeah, in general, Dragon Ball Kai, Dragon Ball Z Kai. So I mean, for the most part, yeah, I liked where it grew. I like where it went. I liked it better because I felt like it definitely evolved. And
I think Dragon Ball Z Kai cut a lot more content. It was because Dragon Ball Z the original had a lot of filler, so I think Dragon Ball Z Kai cut a lot of that filler. I think that's what that did. It made it a lot more streamlined, which I think it helped for a lot of the newer fans. I think that's was its purpose, and obviously updated the animation. I think did too. So, what are your thoughts? I think it's still going to pretty good. I don't think it's still God tier because I think it still has a lot of the. I think it gets more generic, but I still don't think it's a fully generic show because I still think a lot of people would still watch Dragon Ball Z because of its influence. What do you think? Do you think it's a generic show or pretty good?
No, I would say pretty good. For the same reasons.
All right. So we agree.
Yeah. 100%. Just what I've got.
All right. So we agree. So far, Dragon Ball's getting the pretty good. One Piece is God tier, and yeah, we got two. Okay. So now we go into Blue Exorcist. Remember that show, Nathaniel?
Ooh, Blue Exorcist. Oh, yes. You want to start it off?
Yeah, so Blue Exorcist started off pretty good. I actually liked the beginning and like kind of the middle. What really kind of like took the shit for Blue Exorcist was the ending. The ending was really rushed for Blue Exorcist, and the reason why is because the ending wasn't part of the manga. The ending was actually an anime original, and I don't know why. The studio behind him, which was A1 Pictures, I guess they didn't think it was going to get renewed for a season 2, so they just rushed it. And yeah, that's why they ended up basically rushing the ending, which was really rushed and why it didn't feel that good. Although they did get a season 2 to fix fix the ending, so they kind of changed it up. It's kind of confusing, but yeah, it's still Blue Exorcist is kind of a mess. But they haven't gotten a season 3 since then, so I'm kind of mixed there. Although since watching it's okay. He has a demon. We'll go into like the tropes later on, but yeah, the tropes kind of do feel like it. I'm kind of like, it's not garbage. It's just I just feel kind of cold on it.
Cold. Okay. Well, I mean, I could see how you felt rushed, because that's how I felt too, especially near the end of it. Because I felt like they did a really good job with the world building, with the world design, and the fighting system, the magic system. The characters were pretty cool, and it was pretty nice. But yeah, it kind of fell off. Like I would say it would fall more. Well, just because my personal opinion, I liked it. I enjoyed the ride, you know, but it's I don't know about putting it in pretty good.
No, I'm not putting it in pretty good.
I'm leaning more towards generic.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards generic. I think it's not hot shit for sure, but it's definitely more on the generic side. I agree. All right, so those all right. Well, this one's gonna be easy. I'm just kidding, Fred. But I think we already have our thoughts on this. Alright. Okay, but what are your thoughts on Fairy Tail? Have you watched some Fairy Tail?
Yeah, I've watched some Fairy Tail.
The poor man's One Piece, man. Oh boy, Fairy Tail fans are gonna be.
I wouldn't compare them.
Some people do though.
Yeah, it's just like it was its own thing, but it did kind of like for me. I didn't really care too much for the art style. The world was pretty cool, but I mean, it really just didn't take the cake for me. It didn't stick. I tried getting through, forcing some more progression into the series, but I just nothing in my heart could latch on to anything that was being presented to me. And this is just my personal opinion on it. It could have definitely. I would say it's hot shit.
It's hot shit. Yeah. It's between. It's not. I don't even feel like it's between. Goddamn, this sucks, or it's hot shit. Ooh.
I would give it hot shit just because I know there is a community out there for it.
There's definitely. No, I know there's a community out there.
Yeah, like
I've looked it up. I've found that community.
Yeah, like it's like if you didn't grow up with One Piece, you probably grew up with Fairy Tail or one of the other big old classic ones, and so it's just like, who am I to completely shit over someone's love affair?
Yeah. Fuck. I'm trying to decide. Because I watched Fairy Tail too. I watched around 20 episodes, and it wasn't. I liked the first episode, but I don't know. I've even heard it from Fairy Tail fans from like the videos I've watched that they even admit that the fights aren't even that good themselves. But they even say it's not about the fight; it's about the meaning behind the fight and stuff like that. I'm like, what? And the animation is like, it's average at best. And yeah, so it's like, and I understand it's about like the guild or whatever their thing is called. But I don't know. I guess we could put it at hot shit. I'm fine with putting it there. All right. Yeah, I don't really have too much to say about Fairy Tail. It's just I don't like it.
Yeah.
So next we'll move on to something I do like, and yeah, consider me Hero Aka. Yeah, and I know you. I know you are on my side on this one. What do you think of My Hero Academia?
Hey, My Hero Academia. It's definitely solid, man. It's aging well with time.
Yeah.
It's got an awesome world design, an awesome magic system going on. It's definitely added a new flavor to just the superhero genre, I think, because I usually superheroes, when you think of superheroes, you think of the American comics and stuff like that. So to see like a superhero kind of trope within the Shonen anime style is really awesome to enjoy and experience. So I mean, it's like the main character too is really cool. There's a lot of good characters and awesome character designs going on with just all of that. So.
Yeah, I think they do a good job with how many characters they have. Obviously, All Might and Deku's relationship is really good. The fights, they're pretty good. They're really well animated by Studio Bones. Studio Bones does a really good job at animating and really making those moments count. Can't wait for the new season coming up. I'm all caught up with the movies and the show, and yeah, what I'm hearing about this next season coming up is gonna be a really banger of a season. Yeah, what my thing is it God tier? Is it pretty good? That's where I think. I don't know if it's God tier. That's my thing, though. I don't know if it's reached that God tier yet.
Same. I think it. I think it needs.
I still don't know if it's reached that. What were you saying?
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like it needs to age a bit, mature a little bit within its design and its creation, and but it's definitely on its fast track. That's for sure. But I would have to place it in pretty good.
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
what I
one
was thinking.
to check out and experience.
All right, so My Hero Academia's pretty good. Yeah, we agree on that one. All right, nice. Yeah, so far we haven't had too much conflict. All right. Next one, Black Clover.
Oh man.
Oh man. Yeah, oh man. I know you watched more about this one. I mean, I watched about 8 episodes and I dropped this one. I couldn't, man. There is just too many tropes from the other shonens for me to keep watching this one. I mean, and I get it. I get it. I guess from watching other videos about like Black Clover, I guess this is supposed to be like a mixture and about a celebration about other shonens and taking the strengths of other shonens and mixing it all into Black Clover and trying to make it all work together. But I don't know if that's what I don't know if it works well with me. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely tried to really force myself into it and get some episodes done.
How many did you watch?
I got into maybe like the upper 50s.
Okay, so you definitely gave it a good chance.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it a good while back, and I probably stopped at around like episode 8 the first time through, and I couldn't do it anymore because it was just, yeah, and it was just really generically cool, but like the characters were annoying, and the way in which the characters were presented and laid out and kind of with you just wasn't really well executed in my opinion. And like, man, like what I really liked about it was the world design, like just the whole aspect of the magic system that they created, and that whole trope of he's born without magic, but he has this one unique kind of magic that's not quite magic. Like, I love that trope. That shit is awesome.
Yeah. And that's OP as fuck, having like neutralizing magic. Yeah. I don't care what anyone says. Neutralizing magic is OP.
Yeah. Like it really is a gem in the rough, and it has a lot of potential, but it's more on the fucking generic side for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I would put it at hot shit, to be honest. But
Why?
But like I said, I heard the manga is good, but we're rating this off the anime.
Yeah.
Fuck. See, you want to put it the generic side?
Yeah, just because I mean it's the uniqueness and originality of its world design in itself, with the magic system, the world building, the whole kind of atmosphere they created out of wizards, is really cool. I liked it, and I think that's the only thing that really saves it from being a hot shit show of a mess.
All right, I'll go with your opinion because you've watched more episodes than I have.
Let's do it.
All right, and then, did you ever watch Soul Eater?
Soul Eater, yes. I actually did. Eileen made me confirm your order.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, I did. Soul
okay.
Eater.
Okay, I finished it too.
Nice. Yeah, Eileen made me finish it. What do you think about it?
A lot of people like this show. I thought it was okay. I thought it had its moments, but I didn't get the hype. I didn't know why a lot of people really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was. Honestly, I thought like who's like my favorite character. I thought like Kid, the Death the Kid was like my favorite character. The guy that wanted everything symmetrical. I liked him the most. Yeah. And his two gun girls basically. I like him the most. Everyone else was kind of okay. The world was kind of cool. I like the whole concept behind it and everything. The animation, Studio Bones did a good job with like the whole concept art and everything. It's just I don't know. It's just the fights were always just never interest me. I was never really drawn into the fights, and it's a shonen, so I always want to get drawn into the fights, and I was never fully invested in the fights. That's just kind of always just never. That's probably one of the main reasons. What about you?
I mean, for me, I thought it was pretty good. Just pretty cool design of characters, but for me, I didn't really care too much for the animation or the character designs in terms of like aesthetics.
Yeah.
And like the story, I mean, it's pretty decent, but I mean, I couldn't attach to it too much.
Yeah.
Or speak too much on it in terms of favorability. Where would you place it at if you could?
I wouldn't. I don't know if it's. Fuck. I mean, I actually finished it, so I don't want to put it with like fucking Fairy Tail. Like I said, I don't. So I don't want to put it like pretty good because I enjoyed it more than obviously. So generic.
Yeah, I'd put it a solid generic.
All right, so we'll put in generic. All right, there we go. That one was easy. Next up, oh my goodness, Haiku. Oh yeah, I have so many good things to say about this one right here. Oh man, this is probably one of the best shonens I have seen in so long right here. Dude, I know you've only... How many episodes have you seen about this one?
What is it called?
Haiku, the volleyball anime.
Oh yes. Me and Eileen started it, but I think we maybe got up to episode 20.
Oh, okay.
Maybe just under 20.
But yeah, you're getting pretty deep in there. But once you start getting into like the tournament arcs and stuff like that, it gets like, dude, the volleyball tournaments are like some of the most hyped like tournament arcs I've ever like been into. Like the volleyball matches are like so good, man. They're like they're better than some like fucking anime fights that I like, that I was just like bitching about earlier, like about like Soul Eaters like fights. Like they're so good, and the characters, man. Oh man, like the characters, like backgrounds are like, I'm so invested into all of them, man. I like their designs. I just like the whole. I care about basically all the team members. This anime is like a masterpiece. I'm basically just gonna like tell you right now. I'm gonna put it in God tier. Like this is where I think it should be at. This is where, my opinion right now. I hold Haiku so highly rated, man. It's one of my favorite shonens of all time.
Shit, damn. Oh.
That's how highly regarded I find it's. I would not think a volleyball anime could be so good, but it is that good, man. I highly recommend you like catch up to it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean,
But what do you
just
think?
a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit that I've experienced and got to witness it. It's really good, especially creating like space within the animation and the type of emotions that the visuals make you feel are really good, really spot on, really powerful moments in that fucking anime that makes you feel for all the characters, the situation they're in, and yeah, I really liked it. Just a little bit I was exposed to, and I mean, the sports animation, they just know how to fucking amp you up, make you go on that roller coaster that is anime. And fucking, just that ability to, convey an animation that draws out so much emotion and feeling that's a fucking, that's OP. That's, they did something. They hit the masterpiece formula,
Yeah, more people need to watch a sports anime, man.
Especially that one.
Yeah, this is like the one that I need to watch. So, God tier.
I would just agree and defer to just the judgment of your opinion and what you've experienced as well with what I've experienced.
All right.
God tier.
All right, sweet. Yeah, I was gonna fight to the end of the earth for that one right there. All right, next one, Fire Force.
Ooh, Fire Force. I like Fire Force in the beginning. I mean,
I like the first like 2 episodes, and then it just kind of like, what the fuck happened? What happened to this show? I dropped it after like episode 7.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
How far did you get into this show?
I got probably lower 20s. I want to say I really
further than I did.
Yeah, I really tried to get into it and force myself into it because what really, drawed me into it and what made me love it is the world. Again, the world design, the whole unique aspects of the universe that characters reside in.
That's where I wanted them to take it, but I felt like they were making it too much of a shonen. I didn't mind them taking it as shonen. I just felt like they took it too shonen. Like,
yeah, they like upped the generic level, and it took away more attention from the story and the world building.
Like, I wanted to know why people were changing into fucking, zombie, fire demon things or whatever. Why was it happening? Why did this event happen? I wanted them to like go towards that story, instead of the fights,
Yeah, because the world is really good, especially when they're like learning it and teaching it out. And it's just like, but again, it did fucking just go way too generic scale, man. I mean, I know it's got a pretty big community too, right?
There is a community, definitely.
I
say hot shit.
Yeah, I would go with that.
All right. Yeah. I mean, we didn't, but we both didn't finish it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Here comes another one. Yu Yu Hakusho.
Ooh.
Did you ever watch Yu Yu Hakusho?
I watched a little bit.
Oh.
But, they made me get into it because that's one of her OG ones.
It was one of my OG ones.
Oh shit! Go ahead and go first then. Let me know.
All right. So yeah, I watched it when I was a little kid, and yeah, it was had a pretty good concept, man. The main character dies and has to get back into his body, he gets a second chance, and yeah, it was pretty good, man. It's definitely one of those. It's by the author that did Hunter x Hunter. Get into that one later, but yeah, you can already tell that storytelling is really good on this show based on the author. Other works. It has some really in-depth characters. You know, Yusuke and the boys. The Yu Yu Hakusho has one of the best. It has one of the best tournament arcs regarded by the community. The Dark Tournament arc. So that just itself tells you how good this the story is. I mean, the later arcs, but like the ending is kind of is told. It's a little bit kind of there, but overall the story is definitely pretty good, man. I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't have nothing too bad to say about it, other than just again, I haven't finished it, but what I experienced was pretty good. The only thing that I didn't really care too much for, and it's just a personal preference bias that I have, is that old school type of animation. It's good, it's not bad, but it's just like, if it was just like remade into newer animation, then it'd be just as amazing as it was back then as it would be now. But that's, just an aesthetic bias that I have. Everything else was pretty solid. I mean, I ended up in the tournament arc, and it was getting juicy. It was getting really juicy.
That was the best part of the series.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I've seen Hunter x Hunter 2, and so I know, like, the world building is really cool, and it's what they expose and kind of present to the viewers, and the characters too are really cool. They definitely make you, invested into them nicely. So, I mean, just my personal rating, just off of what I would go, is I would hit just generic, just off of what I've seen.
I would put it at pretty good.
Okay. I'll defer to that because you finished it.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's an OG, man. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Because I would put it on pretty good too, but I just haven't seen enough, and that's why I didn't. One of the main reasons. Yeah.
All right. So now we're moving on to, and I know you haven't seen this one, but I had to put it on here just because it's one of the top selling shows out there, and I've watched quite a bit of it. Boruto.
Oh man, lay it on me, man, because I'm gonna get there after I'm done with all of it. So I want to really know your review, what you think of it, what you rate it, what you personally have taken from it. Lay it on me. I want the details.
All right, I'll tell you what I think about this. I was really hyped up for this show. The they really hype you up those first fucking 30 to like 40 seconds, man. I'll tell you what. Those first 40 seconds are probably the best 40 seconds of the not the first, but the first like 40 episodes of the show. It's the first the first 40 seconds are like some of the best TV of that show for like the longest time until you get into like the tuning exams of this Boruto. Like seriously, man. Like I don't know why there's so much goddamn filler like of that show. I was excited for Boruto, man. Like after Shippuden ended and you are gonna see where Naruto's son goes. His journey goes into where he was gonna take off and everything. You were wondering where this was gonna take. You know how in Naruto, in the academy, he was only in the academy for like what 1 or 2 episodes, and then he goes off and joins his ninja group with Kakashi. You know how that was only 1 or 2 episodes he was in there.
Yeah.
Or in Boruto, they're literally in the academy for like fucking 30 episodes, man. And it's all like slice of life bullshit.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. It's so boring.
Yeah.
And then like it's only like I said, it only gets like good once you get to the tuning exam, which is like around episode 50. And then like it's only good when Naruto and Sasuke are in it, man. And then they actually spend a lot of money on their fight, man. Boruto, like I said, like I have so many bad things to say about this show. The only moments, like I know it's about Boruto, but like everyone's always hyped when Naruto and Sasuke show up. Like, ooh, get Boruto out here, get Sasuke and Naruto back in. Those are the cool guys we want to see. Even
like we want to know about everybody else, not this little kid.
Yeah, and even when you see Sakura even has some badass moments in that fight. You're like, yeah, fucking even Sakura is cooler than Boruto. That even is saying something, man. Even Sakura had this like really nicely animated fight, man, where she was looking badass.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh shit, man, this is looking cool, man. Why is Sakura having these cool anime moments? Why isn't Boruto having these cool anime moments? Like I'm just like, all right. This is why I'm just like, and I dropped it after like the tuning exams because it went into like one of his like one of the teammates of Boruto. I forgot his name because he's cool, but I forgot. Anyways, I would put it at goddamn, this sucks.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It sounds like it's teetering between hot shit and goddamn, this sucks.
Just because it had so much hype and it just let me down.
Yeah.
Even though I don't really like Fairy Tail, man, it just had more potential and it let me down harder. Because Fairy Tail it didn't really have any hype behind it, so it didn't let me down as hard as Boruto did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you don't really have much to say. You can make your own thoughts later once you have there. But
I'll defer to your judgment on that one. Because from what you were giving me, it sounded like it was teetering on hot shit and goddamn, this sucks. And just adding up all the negatives, it fell to the goddamn, this sucks.
Yeah, I gave it a good 50 episodes, man. I really tried on that show. That one I forced myself to watch.
Yeah.
All right, so this one we both watched, so we can both give our thoughts. And I think I know where we're going to end up on this one, but JoJo Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah, dude. We gotta get, and we need some clarification though. Is this like the entire JoJo's Bizarre?
Yeah, the entire. We're gonna go after parts 1 through 5 that's been adapted.
Yeah. Hell yeah, I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
You want to go first, or you want me to go?
Yeah, you go first, since I just went through Boruto.
Gotcha. You can. I'm just gonna disclaimer: personal bias here. I absolutely fucking love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's in my opinion the definition of all things awesomely anime, and just how it's delivered, how it's created, how it's designed, how it's there. It's really awesome, and a love of mine. I guess what I really love about it, besides everything, is fucking the characters. For one, there's so many diversity in the character design, in the character development, in the character role, and they show so many different aspects of character design in their world and in their problems and environments, and even just the magic system. And I really love how it's evolved and how it's just the taste and flavor of this bloodline that's fighting for survival and trying to save the world in it all. And I haven't watched all of the acts, but I have finished.
You haven't finished part 5, the new golden something whatever. But yeah, it's pretty good. You need to watch part 5, man.
Yeah, I'm planning on just going through all of them all over again because it's really good.
Yeah,
the colors, the dramatic effects. Yeah, just
the stands.
The lore, the world. Yeah.
I don't just mean the stands. I mean like the way they pose.
Yeah, like I could talk so much about this anime just on every little aspect and detail, from the fucking
the magic system.
The power systems. Yeah, the power systems, the fucking even the there's layered deep esoteric knowledge and wisdom and intelligence in the lore and world of it all, and how they incorporate that in their message and world is fucking awesome, because it's like you're not only getting to discover the world they live in, but the people that are in it, and it's a fucking exciting roller coaster that has you fucking screaming from every moment of it. It's that good. But where's your heart on it, Lance?
Oh, I'm the same way too. I fucking love the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure series. I mean, I'm caught up on it, which shows you how much I love it. I love the memes, oh, you're approaching me, Dio meme. I love that one so much. I love fucking Dio as an antagonist. I love Jonathan, Joestar. I love all the Joestars, really. But you know what my fucking favorite is. Fucking the running away strategy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I feel like that's everyone that falls in love with it. Is like they're all your favorites just because they're JoJo's, and then they're also you also have your favorite out of all of them. And it's just like that's the one that you just like. That's my boy for life.
Yeah, you end up finding that one that you connect with.
Yeah.
And Jotaro is pretty cool. Which one was your favorite again?
Jonathan, the OG.
Oh yeah, Jonathan. Joseph. Joseph was my favorite.
Yeah.
Joseph. Yeah, almost forgot. Yeah, dude, I loved Joseph.
Yeah. Eileen's was Jotaro.
Yeah, Jotaro. Yeah. We all have our favorites. Yeah, Jotaro. She liked how badass he was or something.
Yeah, just his I don't give a fuck attitude.
How he treated all the girls and how the girls reacted to him.
Fucking, the classic anti-hero trope. So, I mean, yeah, it's just like they give you everything that's part of the shonen experience, the classic tropes, but with so much flavor and design and creativity that you love everything about it.
Yeah, it's like they reinvented the shonen genre with the JoJo series. That's why I loved it so much. And I feel like it should be in God tier.
Yes, hands
I
down.
feel like this is such an
another
easy take.
masterpiece, in my opinion. Everyone should check it out.
The only thing I feel like people always have a hard time with the JoJo series is, and I've heard it from the community a lot, is part one is always a hard time for them for some reason.
Yeah.
Part one is always, but I feel like if they can get through part one, the rest is an easy watch.
Yeah, and that's so crazy too, because that's like my favorite one, because it's Jonathan. It's the original.
I know you like Jonathan.
Like he's just like that's my favorite one, dude, because it's just like I love all of them, but that one is a personal favorite just because it's all about Jonathan and Dio, the original, sin of it all, and how everything's connected, and how there's so much that goes into bloodlines and connections and chances and fate and destiny. And it's really good, really good. And we didn't even talk about other things outside of anime that this show has penetrated pop culture.
Yeah, it has. People that haven't even watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure know about JoJo. That's how crazy it is. They like the one of Ben's brother just telling me about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure memes, and he says like, I just know about JoJo because of the memes.
Yeah, like what the hell?
And he was telling me if he should watch the show. I'm like, yeah, definitely you should watch the show.
Yeah, like that's awesome, dude. Like that's a whole nother level of God tier, because and that's just the meme.
The meme level.
Like this guy's art in both the comics and the anime are just so visually appetizing to the human conscious that they have huge ass galleries of this guy's art of these characters, these anime characters.
Oh, they have clothing. They have a clothing line of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh my god, yes, dude.
They have a fucking clothing line.
Art, music, politics, fucking everything, dude. It's penetrated so much, and that's God tier. Yeah, that's God tier in my book.
Easy. Maybe we can talk about JoJo's all day, man. This video would be goddamn way too long. This would be like a 10-hour video. Maybe we'll make our own video, separate video.
Yeah, dude, JoJo. Like you could legit do like a fucking episode analysis dissection for just JoJo's Bizarre Adventure alone, and that one video would be like 20 minutes average.
No, longer.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Have you watched Magi? Magi the Labyrinth.
You gotta refresh my memory on that one.
Have you watched? Are you looking at my screen?
No, I know which one you're talking about. Sinbad, right?
Yeah, Sinbad. Oh,
nice. Yeah. I watched some of it. I tried to really get into it when it jumped onto Netflix, and so I know Netflix has maybe like three
seasons.
Different series. Yeah.
Or I think it's
3 different series of it.
Fuck.
Oh, 2 different. Yeah, they have like different variations of it on Netflix, and I got into 2 of them, but I never finished them. It's just something about the art style aesthetic I never liked. And like the world was cool. I love the dungeon appearing concept. That's like another one of my favorite tropes. But it was just the animation style aesthetic for me made me like fall off. I couldn't really latch onto it.
I for one actually really like this show.
Oh shit! Tell me about it.
I like the concepts. I for one actually like the animation style. I like the power system. I really liked everything about it. To be honest, this is one of those shows I actually really connected with for some reason. And I kind of really want to rewatch it again because it kind of been itching to watch it again. So it's one of those that I kind of hold pretty highly, you know.
What was what was one of your top 3 favorite things about it?
Let's see. One of my favorite top things about it were the fights were pretty good. I like that.
Fight scenes?
The fight scenes, especially at the end, the little war arc they had.
I agree with you on that. That shit was really good. I watched some of the fight scenes.
The fight scenes were good. For Shonen, fight scenes are always, I think, a must. You know,
That's the money. That's the money right there.
they definitely have to sell you on the fight scenes. They have to be pretty well animated. I think the characters have to be well written, and they have to have a good antagonist. I think those are some of the big things that they have to have.
And that one hit it all for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I would
The one
more
thing I
defer.
think Magi was missing was the antagonist was kind of lacking. So I think I would put it at. I think it was above generic, to be honest, because I think it. I think it was starting to like lean, starting to get good, but it never got that third season, man. I really wanted to get a third season, but yeah, I would put it at pretty good. But where would you put it at?
I would, man, I would go more towards.
I know you're saying generic, yeah.
Yeah, just hear me out because, like, even though the story was really good, the fight scenes were there. I feel you on that main protagonist because I don't remember there really being any one real main threat. It was just this badass motherfucker going through this shit, and there was just like mini bosses and then big bosses kind of deal, and which is a cool concept, nice touch on it. But some of the characters were just so generic for me. Like, I hated that ice guy. His story, his fucking design, his maturity growth. It was so generic that it was just like, there are still these kind of like big flaring, tropes that are just like, I get it. It's a fantasy world. And then that with the aesthetic for me. But like I feel like it's a high generic. That's why it's hard. Like, it's definitely teeter-tottering between pretty good and generic.
It's been a while since I watched it. How many years?
I would ultimately defer to your choice just because you've finished it and you've been more developed into it than me.
It's been a long time since I watched it. It's been like good, like it was early on when I watched it, so maybe my opinion might have changed. So I'm probably just gonna put it at generic for right now.
Okay. Then hell yeah,
I need a rewatch. I'm probably gonna rewatch it again. So this one might be subject to change in the future, but I'll put it at generic for right now because I feel like pretty good is it's highly regarded, and but it's a high generic. It's a high generic.
So yeah,
because I still really liked it though, more than all these other ones for sure.
yeah.
Just remember that. All right, now we're getting towards Hunter x Hunter. Just remember, not the X isn't. We don't say the X for some reason, even though it's there. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So where do you think this one belongs? Or not yet, but what do you think about this show?
I finished the show.
Yeah.
Where it finished.
Where the anime ended.
I absolutely loved it. Like, it was really cool. I really like all the characters. I really fell in love with the magic system, which is awesome.
It's considered one of the best power systems in anime.
Yeah, dude, like this guy really went into detail with everything and really flushed it out and 100 proofed it. It was awesome just learning about it and seeing how the characters in that universe even use those rules of their reality to, manipulate what they desire. And it's cool. Just the whole Federation is just one big part of the world, and just like they show you just a little snippet of what the world's potential really is, and it's just like, whoa, like you can zoom in to this fractal or zoom out of it, and it's all and explores fantasy, to get lost in it, and just the characters alone are really really cool and fun, and just like the power systems too is definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Power system. I really liked the Chimera Ant arc was one of my favorite arcs of all time, man. Dude, that fucking was sexy, man. How like it was just like how it was focused on so many like stories at once, and the fight between like that Chimera King and that one old dude was so awesome.
That old guy is one of my top tier freaking anime guys ever.
I don't know,
Just
like he's like kind of like an antagonist in a sense, because he was like almost like a villain, dude. In a sense of what like he did.
He's so amazing, dude. Like it's just like his character design, his character, his character in the world of it all is really nicely executed, and that last fight, man, of that ant arc is just, it's so beautifully executed, and his whole character is brought out, and you get to see just how amazing this human is. Like he is quite literally like the top human of their reality, one of the top humans.
Yeah.
And you get to see him freaking go hand to hand with another ultimate life form. And so it's just like you get to see the ultimate human life form versus the ultimate insect life form. And it's just like, whoa, this is incredible. And then even his story and his willpower and dedication is just like, dude, this is what humans are just made of, and just watch it anime style like that is awesome.
Yeah, and I think the anime concluded perfectly because the manga kept continuing, into the Dark Continent arc, but the anime focused, into focusing on Gon finding his dad. Where at the last episode, Gon ended up finding his dad, which ended it perfect for an anime ending. Which I don't think we're ever gonna have any more episodes, which is fine for an anime. So for an anime, it's a perfect ending. So what do you want to rate this as?
I would. Damn, dude.
Are you tempted to put it at God tier?
I'm tempted. I really am, dude.
I think it should. Like a lot of people rate this as one like the community as like one of the best like shonens to recommend people.
Like, let's go.
Yeah,
you got me.
I think
that's God tier, bro.
It's one of the best shonens. Like it does so many good things. It has one of the best arcs, one of the best power systems. It has a really good ending, honestly, for like anime. For even though it continues the story, it leaves on a satisfying ending. Gon finishes this.
And I feel like it's really grown with time, especially this last year.
Yeah.
With people knowing about it, people being exposed to it, people loving it and falling in love with it. It's pretty cool to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait. More people need to know about this show. So let's move on to the next one. Demon Slayer.
Hey.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who are gonna want to hear this one.
It's huge, man. I mean, personally, I love everything about it. There are little
I mean, it still follows the shonen. What were you gonna
Yeah,
say?
like with certain cinematic or CGI they got or 3D anime they got, like they use it, but they use it decently and sparingly. I feel like, and so I mean that's really the only, I guess, negative thing I could say about it. But everything I love, man. Like the world, the aesthetic, the animation, the style, the characters are absolutely awesome. Like they've even just like the ones that I like just on the way that they've used them and displayed them in their shonen. And it's just like, like I don't like the lightning guy at all. Like I
Oh
hate him.
yeah, I mean that was
But
probably one of my least favorite characters.
yeah, but like I still think he's such a good character design. Like they did a good job and made him really relatable to a lot of people and made him like connect to a lot of people. And that's fucking awesome when you can do that with a character. And it's just like, even though I may hate on him and troll him, like he's still a really good character in the three. And fucking it's definitely gonna age well in my opinion. I like it a lot, and uh, I'm excited to finish it and probably jump in the manga as well, just because I want to get far
Yeah, the
in the
manga I
world
think
of
is
it.
finished. The manga is complete.
Oh wow, nice! I didn't know that.
So yeah, I think Demon Slayer actually does a lot of the same, typical shonen things most shonen does, but I think it does them really well. It does
Yeah,
shonen really well. That's
yeah.
a lot of
If I
people.
if, if I had to vote on placement, I would put it in pretty good,
Yeah,
just
I would
because
say
like
the same thing.
everyone should check it out for themselves and get to experience it and see how they feel, because it's just like it needs to age,
Yeah, it's
kind of
still
like
not in
manga.
the. It's still not god tier. I would put it. I
Yeah.
wouldn't put it at god tier. It hasn't. It's not. It's like a wine that just came out of the brewery or whatever. It hasn't
Yeah,
aged. It's not like Hunter x Hunter. JoJo. Those have aged like fine wine.
yeah, they really have. It's crazy.
So we both can agree this is pretty good. It's still pretty
Yeah,
good, but like newcomers can go into that and enjoy it. Like my sister watched it, she really liked it. Newcomers can really like that type of stuff, and
yeah.
even newcomers can have a good watch with the animation stuff like that.
That's some good shit. Yeah.
All right, so now let's move on to something more older, something veterans can maybe appreciate. Let's watch some old school, or let's get into some old school Naruto, the original
All
Naruto,
right.
just Naruto.
Yeah.
You finished
Oh,
Naruto, right?
yeah. I finished Naruto, including a big chunk of the last season's filler. Fucking just slugfest. But I know you're much more aged with it and revere it pretty high. So I definitely want to see what made you fall in love with it, and I want to know like what's your favorite aspects about it. So you go ahead and start us off on this one.
So, uh, I really like Naruto. So, big disclaimer: I'm biased. I grew up with Naruto, so you know, big bias right there. Nostalgia factor is also going to be included. So, but I'll try to be as unbiased as I can. But yeah, I think Naruto, had that steering. He was kind of a little bit annoying at first, believe it kind of type mentality. But I mean, he had his reasons. He was ostracized by the village. Because he had a demon fox as a kid. And he had a lot of issues to overcome. He had a lot to prove, and I kind of related to that as a kid. And growing up, I really liked that, and it was one of my first animes that I was exposed to, and I really, it was one of those animes I actually grew up with, and one of those animes, like I said, and by the time it finished, I was an adult, and that's why I kind of have this attachment to this series, and it's a show that I really like. I really like the chakra system. Uh, I like Kakashi is one of my favorite characters. Sakura, is one of my most hated characters. I think a lot of people could relate to that. Sasuke, the Sasuke rivalry between Naruto, I really liked. There's a lot of arc. The tuning exam arcs was pretty good. There was so many good arcs to this series. I liked, the Sasuke retrieval arc. Fight between the fight between Sasuke and Naruto is really good at the end of the Sasuke retrieval arc. There's just so many good elements. Rock Lee, arc between Gara. There's just Naruto has some of the best fights I think it's shown. You know, I think that's it's pretty well said. The only one of the weak parts is I think Naruto does is Shikimoto does in Naruto is they'd have some pretty weak female characters, and Hinata is babe. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
I love it. First and foremost, that's pretty awesome to even just think about, and just it's pretty wild, man, because that means like you got to journey with it and mature with it as the art and animation matured as well. So that's a pretty fucking awesome experience to have in this life, especially just as you progressed in your life, the story progressed in, the main character's life. And just any anime, it's my personal opinion that any anime that can really like drive home a scene or a moment or an emotion in and the person watching, that's something special. That's something magical and pretty awesome, and very few anime have done that for me. But yeah, my personal opinion, I just recently got through the Naruto series, and I've taken it up. Me and my girlfriend, or we started it together, and we're finishing it up together. We're gonna go all the way through it, and we really liked, both of us. We really liked Naruto, and I knew more about Naruto than she did, and we both fell in love with it in our own ways. And like just me personally, yeah, I loved the characters and how they developed them in Naruto, and they do a good job on not using too much, like like there's not too much plot armor, or like if there is plot armor, they do it in a good way.
Yeah.
Like it's not that obvious, and I like that. And another thing I really liked about it is, in the animation, is like they would do this weird kind of like 3D motion type effect, and I don't know how you do that. Like that would be really cool to know how they achieved that effect back then. And like the who else? Yeah, Hinata is definitely babe. Who else? Yeah, just get into the world is amazing. How they expose it to you and how you kind of develop with learning about the world is perfect, dude. They did that. They did such a good job in the world building, exposure to the audience, and like even just the tournament, and Naruto's just overall it's a pretty decent one, minus some of the fillers are absolutely horrible. That's one thing that is bad.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that.
Like
Filler.
there are a lot of fillers. There were some that were cool to watch and experience, but they're rare. Like out of the shitload they throw at you, there are some diamonds in the rough. And there's even like, like split anime episodes where it's half lore and half filler. And so it's just like, that's pretty cool. I like that because it's just like, they were trying to get the idea of what filler was, but they absolutely bombed it. And yeah, just the female development and just character depth is horrible, dude. It's one of the worst I've ever.
Yeah.
It's fucking like they do girls in that anime so wrong, dude. Like, and he like sets up so many perfect opportunities
Yeah, I
for
know.
himself.
You're like, oh, this female could be so good, but then it's just like, no, fuck her. I'm gonna focus on someone else.
It's like every single female character's potential is so obvious, and he just says no. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to. I'm gonna focus over here, and it's just like, but bro, like you could do so much with this. Like you're doing a disservice to your fans, to the female, gender in stories, and specifically the shonen, genre, because I feel like Naruto really set the stage for that power dynamic where it's two guys, one girl, and the girl likes one of the guys. It's kind of like this weird love triangle between friends, and Naruto was like one of the big ones on that big three, whereas like the other classics they had like 5 or 6. Like even if you look at our god tier right now, those groups are, they got big groups as their mains. Whereas Naruto, it's 3 main characters within a world of all these epic characters and potential characters. And so it's just like, whoa, that's pretty cool. There's this dynamic within this dynamic world that lets us evolve these characters in different perceptions and viewpoints, especially in their growth factors. But yeah, other than those two things, like those two big ones, they just like they did a lot of good things, and then they did 2 really shitty things. Like when they bombed hard on these 2 things, and that was filler and female development.
Yeah.
Female development, yeah. Because especially if you're gonna have a fucking 3 main character dynamic and one of them be a female, and it's just like, yeah, you even have the 3 legendary Sani are part of 3, real
2 guys and 1 female.
Yeah, like that was a real power dynamic in Japanese mythology storytelling, and those 3 legendary Sanins. So it's just like you could have even made, the legendary 3rd fucking ninja so powerful and awesome, but it's just like you even wasted that opportunity. Like,
yeah, they made Jiraiya, they made what's it called?
Orochimaru. Like, it's just there's so much wasted opportunity. They just dropped the ball completely. And then, but yeah, other than that, they did a lot of things awesome. Like especially with the characters, the magic system, the lore, the world building, the universe, the male character development. Like it's definitely teetering on god tier and pretty good for me.
Yeah.
And I feel like just for those 2 big fails, my personal voting would be pretty good.
Yeah, I was leaning towards that as well. So I think pretty good would be where we put the
Unanimous?
original Naruto.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna put that one out for right now.
I'm good with that.
Ben's in the room right now. He wants to put Naruto at hot shit. He's like, why not put Naruto at hot shit? He's like,
Fucking elite ass.
he said fucking elite ass. He's all saying anyone with any fucking sense would put that at hot shit.
But it's good. Yeah, maybe for anime.
Come on, you wouldn't have gone that far if you didn't like it, Ben. I was struggling. Nah, you love it. Don't even lie to yourself. Anyways, fucking moving on to Shippuden.
Ooh.
We're
I
gonna,
wanna know your juicy details, man. You're the veteran with this one as well.
I actually,
Let it out.
I finished it. I already said I grew up with it. A lot of people say that they had some problems with the war arc. One of the final arcs in Naruto Shippuden. I personally like the war arc. I can see where they have their issues with Shippuden's war arc. But like I said, I like it. But overall, I really like it. Like I said, they take up the fights in Shippuden. And I know you've already been watching some of the fights in Shippuden. They definitely take it up a notch or two in Shippuden, and they're definitely gonna take it up a few more notches by the time they end it. And yeah, I really like Shippuden. It's really good, and it definitely sends off Naruto on a strong note. Again, I think for the same weaknesses as Naruto, original Naruto has, it has a lot of filler. Female characters are still weak, but the fights are still really strong. What I like about Naruto Shippuden is that they still keep a lot of the hand-to-hand fights. Some of like the best, what people consider some of the best animated fights in history are like the fist fights. Just like the hand-to-hand combat, and you see like Kakashi and Obito's fight in Shippuden, and a lot of that fighting is just hand-to-hand, and you see that you've seen it in Naruto, in the hand-to-hand, just fighting is pretty good, and you'll see a lot more of that in Shippuden. They, even though a lot of it becomes kind of like Dragon Ball, just a lot of like just power attacks, they still keep that just hand-to-hand fighting, and that's what I like about it. They still maintain that martial arts. They always maintain that, and yeah, the same strengths that Naruto had, the original Naruto had, they still maintain that in Shippuden. So, and they send it off pretty strong. And yeah, what about you? What do you like so far about Shippuden?
So I mean, I haven't got too far. I mean, I haven't encountered too much filler right now. It's been pretty much canon for the most part, and I mean, I really like it. I like seeing them grow up from what I have seen, and develop. Definitely, all of the characters have developed from the original shit they lay on you in Naruto, and so it really is kind of like you get to grow up into the new arc, if you will, and yeah, the women development, I feel like it's still like it's still there, but it's not as bad as Naruto. because I've seen Sakura do some low key shit that's just like, okay, like damn, like you can handle yourself kind of situations. And so I liked that.
I feel
I
since they got rid of Sasuke kind of out of the group in Shippuden, and since she wasn't
yeah.
like Goo Goo Gaga over him as much, since he's gone out of the group, she has to be more, I guess, independent or whatever.
Yeah, like her character just developed in maturity so much more farther than Naruto and Sasuke, hands down. Like her character development from Naruto to Naruto Shippuden is so great that it outmatches Naruto and Sasuke's fucking physical prowess, because her mental understanding and level of maturity she had to uh, do to overcome, her one of her party members, Sasuke, leaving, and all the bullshit that went along with it. And it increased her intelligence and wisdom, and you really start to see it developed. Not as much as we all obviously saw, but he did develop it. It's just not as much as he could have capitalized off of, because again there's so much there that he missed out on. But I definitely appreciated seeing Sakura develop in that, and fucking Hinata. And especially since Hinata is one of my favorite ones, just ability wise and aesthetic wise, and just she's cool. And but yeah, again, it sucks hearing that they don't develop too far, within other aspects in the series. But I mean, I love more of the detail in it. They expose you a little bit in Naruto, and then in Naruto Shippuden they really open you up to the magic system, and how you said they still stay true to these fighting scenes that incorporate their magic system in their world that looks and feels really well. And with the martial arts aspect, and the energies and chi, and like elements and yin and yang, and these low-key esoteric teachings that are really awesome to have in any story. And I like it. I like where it's going. Shit is getting crazy. Shit is popping off. So I'm excited to see more and watch even the filler, because I mean, I'm not an enemy of filler in any which way. Like, I'm a One Piece fanboy, so I'm no stranger to filler. But what One Piece has taught me is that there is a right way and a wrong way to do filler. And you really do have to take filler as an opportunity to expand your character development, or at least try and make it more relatable in their growth.
Yeah, most people use filler as non-canon, so it doesn't really add anything to anything.
Yeah,
story.
But it's just like, it's just kind of like that one saying where it's just like all publicity is good publicity, whereas like all anime filler or canon should be the same. Get the most out of it, get the most out of that screen time. And Naruto, I'm definitely excited to see what they do, because there was a little bit of that in Naruto, and I'm excited to see what they got for Naruto Shippuden.
All right, so where do you think it should land? I think it should land in pretty good too. It's still not God tier.
Okay, yeah, I'll defer to you on this one, since I'm still not all the way there. But, yeah.
All right, and for the last one, we have the 7 deadly sins.
Hey, you want to start, or you want me to start?
I'll start it off. So, I like the 7 deadly sins first 2 seasons. I liked. This is where one of them where I actually didn't really like Meliodas as the main protagonist too much. I thought he was okay, but I like Ban and Escudero a lot more than the main character. And everyone else was okay, And I like the concept a lot. I like the world, and like I liked where the story was going. I like the Ten Commandments as antagonist. I like the power. I like the escalation. But god damn that third season, man. It's kind of like how's the best way I should put it? Game of Thrones, the last season. It just kind of left everyone so disappointed. Where I just don't want to watch the show anymore. No one talks about the Game of Thrones anymore after that last season anymore. Like, I haven't heard anyone, see, what's it called? Deadly Seven Deadly Sins is having a fourth season right now, but no one is talking about it. Remember when everyone was talking about Seven Deadly Sins, but no one is talking about it anymore. And I think it's because of that disastrous third season. It was just that bad. But yeah, and I feel like I'm not even caring to watch that fourth season just because Studio Dean fucked it up, and it wasn't even Studio Dean that animated it. I made a video on it, but yeah, it was Studio Dean just gave it to a third party, and that third party was just a studio that had no experience prior to animating an anime, and they gave them less than a year to animate it. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I liked the first two seasons. The third season was just god awful. They fucking it just looked so bad that it just yeah, I couldn't even watch it.
Damn, dude.
What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I finished not all of it, but maybe like the first two seasons, I want to say. And yeah, I mean, I had the same kind of feelings too. I like the crew dynamic. I like yeah, I don't really like the main character at all. I never really cared for him.
Yeah, he's just kind of a pervert, man. He's just always fucking with
like
Isabella or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Always grabbing her boobs and stuff like that. Like
yeah, he's kind of just, he's not really, there's not really depth there, I guess, in terms of, like, I guess surface. You really got to dig deep.
Yeah, and, you really got to dig deep to find something, man.
Yeah. And, but yeah, same. My favorites were the same as yours, Vaughn, and Esquitor. Really good character designs, really awesome, world with the whole different kinds of species, and that whole night aesthetic is awesome. It's one of my favorite. And yes, yeah, kind of the fan service was just, I felt like, it's just, it was the generic use of it, it had its, just the overall story in itself had some super generic moments, but then super awesome moments, and then super generic moments, and then super awesome moments, where it would, I can see how this anime in particular, in my opinion, would not age well.
Yeah, it hasn't aged well, to be honest. Like,
and then just hearing what you have to say about how that last episode pulled a freaking Game of the Thrones,
or the last season,
yeah, like that's synonymous with death, dude, of a series. Like, if no one is talking about it, it's dead.
Yeah,
and so
it's like I'm kind of want to put it at like hot shit or goddamn this sucks now, because I mean people are still talking about fucking Boruto. I'm telling you, Boruto is still making, as bad as Boruto is, it's one of the most, it's still making a lot of money for Shueisha, man.
Yeah, I would argue with hot shit.
Yeah.
Just because
First two
the
seasons,
world,
the first two seasons, save it from hot shit.
yeah, and like the characters, like, not everyone on the team is completely fucking meaningless.
Escudero is gonna save it from hot shit.
But again, that's literally just off of what I've experienced in the 2 seasons that I've gone through. But hot shit just, oh man, I would ultimately have to defer to your thing on it. But yeah, it's definitely teetering for me.
And because at this point, it's almost like a dead show, man. Like as soon as it transferred to like A1 Studios, man, like, or because A1 Studios was animating it, and it was looking like at this point it looks like trash, man.
That's so devastating. You go with damn, this just sucks now.
Because here's what happened: A1 Studios came out with a movie. The movie didn't do so well financially, so A1 Studios, I guess, just didn't want to do anything with this series anymore. So they kind of gave up the license to the show, and Studio Dean picked it up, and then Studio Dean had too many projects, and yeah. They already had their portfolio. I don't know. Since it's a dead series at this point, no one's talking about it as much as it used to be. It's kind of irrelevant now. I feel like Black Clover is a more relevant show now. Like at one point, like it hit a downfall. Like it's such a. At one point, it was like such a big talked about show. It was considered like to be one of the big shows coming up. It was gonna be like considered this like really big show, Shonen, that was gonna be like considered like that was gonna rival one of like the Dragon Ball and stuff like that. And like now it's like
it was fun while it lasted.
And then now we see where it's at, and we're just like, shit, man. I feel like Fairy Tail. I would rather watch that, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
that shit sucks, then, bro. That shit sucks.
Yeah, it just kind of sucks. I'll put it like God. Like, honestly, this is goddamn. This sucks. Like, I feel like that's a good way to put it. Is goddamn, this sucks. Like, I don't want to put it. I don't want to put it here, man. But it just that last season, and I feel like this next season is just gonna cement its position, man. Like 2 seasons are good, but then the next 2 seasons are gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Like, how do you say that? Yeah, 2 seasons are good, man, but 2 seasons are also bad. And the movie's bad too.
That's the classic phrase. It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, man. If you love it so much, it's on you, man.
2 out of 3. Damn, that shit sucks.
So here's the tier list, man. This is it. There's a lot of generic, man. We can see that a lot of shows end up generic. I'm surprised there's a lot of pretty good ones, man.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I felt like there was gonna be a lot more generic, but I thought there was gonna be a few more hot shits. A lot more in the bottom tier, but
yeah.
But it just shows that a lot of stuff could end up. A lot of stuff could end up being strong, but I guess age and stuff could end up not aging as strong as it initially we thought, like when it first came out. Doesn't end up aging as well.
Yeah, time definitely plays a factor in personal experience with it.
Yeah, I mean, Demon Slayer is still up for debate, but it's still pretty new. But it looks like it could age well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we see like some of these ones right here. Boom, One Piece, Haikyuu, JoJo, Hunter x Hunter. Some of the OGs. But yeah, this is the tier list, man. And this is the tier list. Thank you for talking about some anime and giving me your opinion, Nathaniel.
Yeah, no problem, man. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. I like dissecting all kinds of stuff. Especially stuff with like story and worlds and stuff like that. So I definitely enjoyed it. And it was fun to help you out, man.
All right, well, that's the tier list, guys. Until next time, and I'm off.